Hi guys, thank you for watching and welcome to my channel. If you haven't, please subscribe, and as always, if you find this video useful or if you have any feedback to me, please drop me a comment below. This video is because I got a request on my Instagram for making a video about yoga and sleep and how you can use the science of yoga and meditation to better your sleeping quality. So today I will teach you how to improve your sleeping quality and also how to reduce your sleeping quantity by using yogic techniques. The thing we need to understand about sleeping is that sleeping is a word we use to describe a certain state of rest. So when the body is in a certain state of restfulness or in a certain state of relaxation, we call this sleep. The body and the brain. When I use the word body, I mean the body and the brain, the entire physiological system. So sleep is a word we use to describe a certain state of relaxation for the physiological system. A lot of people my age, in my generation, have sleeping issues, and a lot of people I know are on sleeping pills. This is a tragedy, and you shouldn't be on sleeping pills if you're a normal functioning human being, and most of you should be able to be normal functioning human beings. The reason many of us can't sleep are two factors, and I'm going to talk about these two factors in detail and how you can change those two factors to improve your sleeping quality and reduce your sleeping quantity. The first of those factors is constant stimulation. Most of us are constantly being sensory stimulated. That means we're constantly listening to music, we're constantly listening to podcasts, and we're doing 3 or 4 things at the same time throughout the entire day. We're watching Netflix, and we're scrolling Instagram, and we're talking to people, and we're listening to podcasts simultaneously. When we're cooking or doing the dishes, we're listening to music. When we're walking, we're listening to podcasts. When we're on the bus, we're talking to people, etc. This is not a bad thing morally in itself, but the thing this does to our mind is that it constantly bombards our mind with information. When you ingest information mentally, the mind needs to process information. And most of us are in a constant state of tension and stress because we never allow the mind rest. Allowing the mind rest here means silence. We're never going for a walk without music or a podcast or our phones. We're never just doing dishes or just talking to somebody without being connected to some kind of technology. When you then try to go to sleep and relax, your mind is not able to relax because the mind still needs to process all those tremendous amounts of information that you have forced it to absorb throughout the day, which creates spinning thoughts, which creates compulsive thinking patterns, which again can lead to anxiety. The thing is that when energy is not processed and recycled, becomes stagnant, and that's both relevant for physiological energy in terms of the body. It's also relevant for mental energy. So when you're not allowing the mind rest, silence, and presence, the mind is in a constant state of stagnation and processing, where it's constantly trying to process and release all that information that you're trying to store in it throughout the day. And also know that even though you don't think the mind is absorbing, the mind is always absorbing sensory input that you put into it. So if you want to reduce your sleeping quantity and sleep better and being able to sleep faster in the night, reduce your sensory stimulation. And I'm not saying that you should move into a cave in the Himalayas and never be on social media again, but just try to turn your phone off maybe 3 hours before you go to bed, and don't turn it on immediately when you're waking up. Try to be present in one action at a time. So put away your phone if you're meeting friends. If you're doing the dishes or cooking a meal, try to do so being present in what you're doing without bombarding your mind with sensory input. So try this out, it will help you. Avoid sensory stimulation throughout the entire day, try to reduce the quantity of it, and you will see that you will be able to fall asleep easier, because the mind will be in a deeper state of openness and relaxation, which again helps you to unwind and relax before going to bed. The second thing that I want to talk about, and the second reason why people have bad sleeping quality, is food. People eat too much, and I'm not saying that in terms of being overweight or obese. The thing is that when the body's digesting food, the body is expending energy. And as I said earlier, sleep is just a word we use to describe a certain state of relaxation. So this is an equation, this is a formula here, this is purely mathematical. The body both uses energy and absorbs energy. And if you can allow the body to absorb and create energy more than you force the body to spend energy, then you will need less rest. So why I'm talking about sleeping here, why I'm talking about eating here, is because when you're constantly snacking and eating, your body is constantly in a state of digestion. And when the body is in a state of digestion, it's using energy to digest the nutrition and food that you put into it. If you want to increase your quality of sleeping and reduce the amount of hours you need in sleep, try to reduce how many meals you have. Try to have 3 meals a day and not eat anything in between them. Or preferably, try to eat 2 meals a day and not any snacking in between those meals. That will allow your body to do something called a cellular rejuvenation, if you want to use a scientific term, or a pranic recycling in the yogi terms. By only eating 2 meals a day and allowing rest between those meals, so I'd recommend one at about 12 or 11, one at about 7 or 6 in the evening, is that you're allowing your body to process the nutrition and allowing the body to rest between the meals. And the rest you're allowing the body between the meals will give you a lessened need for sleep. So your body's in a state of rest more throughout the day, which equals that the body needs less rest in the sleeping state, which means that you will be able to reduce the hours of sleep. So say me, for example, I can sleep for an average of 4 or 5 hours without any issue. And that's not because I'm superhuman, that's purely because I have structured my lifestyle by eating 2 meals a day and by managing myself so that there's no snacking or stimuli in between. And that allows me to take away the amount of rest I need during the sleeping state. And the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to yoga and sleeping is meditation. Scientifically, if we want to refer to science, meditation has a casual effect on the amount of sleep you need. So the number is something approximating that half an hour of meditation means that you can sleep for an hour less. And that's very, very interesting because you can spend then more time in the waking state, you can spend more time being alive. So try to make some meditation take place in your life. Say half an hour, 20 minutes a day. That will reduce your sleeping quantity needed by 1 hour, which is a good thing. So you can go to sleep for 5 hours or maybe 4 hours and be awake and rested throughout the entire day. Lastly, try to wake up with the sun. This is, yogically speaking, the energy of the world, if you will, or the energy of nature, follows a certain pattern throughout the day. And the more you can align your system with the natural system, the more energy you'll have and the more rested you'll become. So if you manage to wake up approximately at the same time the sun rises, you will notice that your energy levels throughout the day will be way more stable and way more powerful, just simply because you've aligned your biochemistry with the biochemistry of nature. So to sum up here, just so you remember all the things I've talked about, if you want to sleep better, if you want to be able to go to sleep faster, and if you want to reduce the amount of quantity sleeping, you need to do 4 very, very, very simple things. And you can try to do 2 of them or 1 of them and then increase. Those 4 things are: 1, trying to decrease the amount of time spent being stimulated. So try to turn off your phone a couple of hours before bed, for example. The second one is try to have 2 meals a day, or 3 meals a day if you must, and don't have any snacking in between them. And also try to let your stomach rest a little bit between the last meal and bed. So let it go about like 2 hours or 3 hours between when you have your last meal and when you go to bed. Third tip for sleeping is meditate. You will see it helps tremendously. I cannot understate this. And the last one is try to rise with the sun. Follow these 4 steps and you will see that some miracles will take place when it comes to your relationship to sleep, and you'll become way more rested. Try it out. Drop me a comment or send me a DM on Instagram and let me know if this was of any value to you. I think it will be. So don't hesitate, try this out, and you will see that your sleeping quality will improve dramatically. Thank you so much for watching. May this video be of benefit to you and all living beings. Thank you.